Hello, humans, and welcome to another episode of Gen X Gamer. Guys, I wanted to make this video here because, I really want to lay out what Karl is looking at here. When I told people that he should negotiate, a lot of people are saying, oh, he's never going to do that, this and that and the other. And you have different opinions out there about Billy Mitchell, this and that and the other, but none of them are really based on reality. They're just opinions on the internet, right? Nobody has this guy's best interest at heart. Not the people gassing him up, not even himself, right? Not even himself. And he's in an echo chamber right now where people are telling him what he wants to hear. Well, it's time to wake up and smell the coffee, buddy. I mean, look, I can make fun of this situation, but at some point I have to lay down what the numbers are, right? If you sit down and look at reality and then people choose to do stupidity, then that's okay. You can make fun of them, right? But at some point, you have to have that come to Jesus meeting, right? Karl, this is your come to Jesus. Not so much for you, because I think at this point, you're just delusional. You're not listening to reason, but at least some of your fans, at least the ones that are telling you to fight, that maybe just want to see Billy Mitchell lose, don't know exactly what kind of numbers this guy's looking at. Right, so let's just take a look at it, guys. This is not going to be financial advice of any kind. You guys do whatever you want to do with your money. Burn it. I do not care. I don't care what Karl does with his money. The whole purpose of talking numbers is to look at reality, right? Numbers do not lie. We can all have opinions, but the numbers are the numbers. Numbers are that he lost about 394,000 Australian dollars with interest, once they added all that up. It was like 350 plus 49,000, whatever it was. So let's just make round numbers here. And he has to pay Billy Mitchell's lawyers. Let's lowball it. Okay, I want to lowball it for you because I want to do the best case scenario if this man has to pay everything. Right? So let's say Billy Mitchell's lawyers are $200,000. Then he's looking at $594,000 Australian. Let's say he's going to pay it off, right? He is not negotiating. He's not bending the knee. He's not making an apology video. He doesn't even want to talk to Billy Mitchell. He wants to keep on doing what he's doing. He's going to go fight the dragon. Okay, so what are you going to do? You're going to get a 5-year loan, okay? Let's say gets a rate out there. What is it, 10% right now that he could get? All right, at 10%, right, over 5 years, it's going to be about 757,000 Australian dollars, right? That would be a payment about 12,000 Australian dollars, give or take, at 10%. Now, for those of you who want to know what the U.S. equivalent is, and most of my audience is in America, so I'll tell you, it's about $8,200. $8,200 a month over 5 years. Right? How much money do you think you have to make in order to make that kind of payment to Billy Mitchell? Because all that is Billy Mitchell. As far as we know, as far as I know, this is pretty close to what he makes a month. So all of it will go to Billy Mitchell, most of it. And that's if he's making what he's making now. That's without the fight that they picked now with this lawyer that's exposing him, or wants to expose him for misleading his audience. He already claimed that he misled his audience, right? That's not a great position to be in when you need to raise money because you're going to have this kind of payment on your back. Well, let's say you want to lower it. Let's say you find some generous institution out there that'll give you 10 years, right? That doesn't matter. They look at you as a YouTuber and say, that's great that you're a YouTuber. Yeah, that sounds like an awesome career choice, dude. So we'll give you a 10-year loan. Okay, well now your payments are only $7,800, almost $7,900 Australian. What is in dollars? About $5,100. Those are huge payments. Those are house payments. Over 10 years, Australian, that's going to be about $941,000. US, that's $612,000. I mean, we're talking amounts here that could purchase homes, a really nice home or a couple of crappy ones, some rental properties, some passive income. That's the kind of money that we're talking about here. A lot of people are flipping like, this guy's going to pay it like nothing, like he's a multi-millionaire or some crap. No, this is real hard money here, man. I mean, I hope he's done well with his investments. Hopefully, he bought some Bitcoin at $1 or something like that, and he can do it, right? But that's not what he presented to the court, right? So, if we're just talking, just square numbers here, real easy. I mean, how many did he have in Patreon? He said he was making about, I don't know, 600 people in Patreon. He was making about $5,000 a month, right? Let's say that he wants to crowdfund again. And if he crowdfunds again for the appeal, well, he's only going to get the diehards, right? The casual, the casual donor is not going to give him money to fight this defamation lawsuit on just Apollo Legend. They're not. So now you're just looking at your diehards. Okay, so your diehards now, let's say you got 600 and they give you $50 a piece. Right, so now you got 30 G's. You think $30,000 US is enough for an appeal? No. I mean, even if you doubled it, you're not going to have enough. 60,000 is not going to be enough. He has to get better lawyers, yada, yada, yada. You got to wake up and smell the coffee. These are the numbers that you're looking at. I mean, would you out there, right, if the listener, the average Karl Jobst fan, I mean, are you really telling him to pay this money where he could just sit down and negotiate with Billy Mitchell? I mean, I've thrown out some ideas out there as jokes like, hey, do your own sauce, get commission, have Billy Mitchell, be your sponsor, whatever. I mean, you could do all those things. It might be, you might lose all your audience, but, do something else. Do videos on something else. Who gives a crap? I mean, is it really worth close to $1 million over time? Is it worth 692,000 US dollars? Not to me. I'd rather make an apology video, man. I mean, I got to take care of my kids, my family. If he's making these kind of payments, how much money do you think he has to make? He has to make more money than he's ever made on YouTube to still maintain a decent standard of living. These numbers just don't add up. If it was my friend, the first thing I'd be telling him is, dude, try to negotiate this down. Try to get down, whatever you have to do to keep your family safe, to keep your college fund, to keep your home, to not incur this type of debt. That's what you do. At some point, you have to accept that you lost. You're never going to be able to beat Billy Mitchell. That was your crusade, whatever. Dude, you got it wrong. You picked the wrong fight. You did the wrong things. Live and learn. Keep it moving. This doesn't mean you can't be a video creator anymore. The guy has talent. He can do other things. But this is one fight that he lost. He can't win it anymore. And all you're looking at is just losing more money. It's insane. It's insane. But now, that I've told you this, which is, again, not financial advice of any kind, or legal or any advice. I don't care if you guys burn your money. I don't care if Karl Jobst goes out there and starts making another Apollo video tomorrow, right? But at least I get to say, look, I told you what reality was, because I don't see anybody doing that at all. Not on Discord, not anywhere. Nobody's laying out the numbers like this. When you actually look at the numbers, you see what kind of dire straight situation this man is in. And he's still delusional, thinking that he's going to just talk his way out of this, make a video out of this. No, dude, you got to man up, man. What determines the measure of a man is not how he handles his victories, right? But how he accepts his defeats and how he gets back up, right? How do you handle your defeats? And as of right now, he's a real sore loser, man, and he's just not looking well. Will he listen to any of this? Of course not. Of course not. So we're going to have a lot of entertainment. But for me, at least I have to put it out there. Not so much for him, because I don't think he cares, right? But a lot of the casual, listeners out there that just say, oh, no, he needs to keep on fighting. Look at the numbers. Would you keep on fighting? I bet you all those people that say fight wouldn't do it. They'd be like me. Hey, dude, let's have a talk. Let's have some coffee, man. Billy, let's talk. We can do something. All right, humans. I wish this guy the best, but I don't think he'll do any of that. His ego's just too huge at this point. Bigger than DSP's. I did nothing wrong. I did everything correct. Oh, Gen X Gamer? Ban. I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.